Hey everyone, good afternoon and happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody is enjoying this gorgeous day across Central Oregon. Now, through the next couple of days, we have several big changes to our weather pattern, including a big warming trend, the chance of showers with the potential of some thunderstorms, and then another dip in temperatures. To be honest, we have roller coaster temperatures through the 7-day planner, some 90s, some 70s for highs, and even a few 30s for lows. So we do have this chance of not just roller coaster temperatures, but some active weather. And we're going to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast, starting off with what's happening right here and right now. Looking out across the high desert, we have more clouds pushing into the Tri-County area. Now, these are thin, upper-level clouds, not bringing any precipitation yet. And this is all on the backside of a system that rolled through yesterday. And we do have one wave of moisture that's just cresting over the Cascades. But again, the mountains are absorbing, any moisture that's with that. And the warm front of this next system, which is still out over the Pacific Ocean, the tail end of that is going to push through our Tri-County area, and as it does, we get a significant bump in temperatures tomorrow. But that cold front fizzles out as it makes landfall, so some of the moisture comes in and out. Clouds are expected, but we don't have a big dip in temperatures that typically comes with a cold front pushing through the high desert. But let's look at the bigger picture. We're looking at water vapor satellite imagery, and those little white lines, those are pressure lines, constant lines of pressure called isobars. And where those start to stack up really closely, winds are getting breezy, but it's not too bad through the high desert. Stronger winds out over the Pacific Ocean. Now, with water vapor, it shows moist air and dry air, where there's a lot of moisture, where there's zero moisture. And when we zoom into the high desert, earlier today, we had that slot of dry air that was just pushing through the high desert. That's being replaced with some of those upper level clouds we were talking about. So going forward through the next couple of days, this pattern continues, but also what continues is a big jump in temperatures. Today we cool down, tomorrow we start to warm up. And temperatures today topped out in the 70s with some 60s at 89 in Warm Springs. That's a holdover from yesterday. We were looking at top temperatures in the last 24 hours, so that just held on from where we were yesterday. This is where we're sitting right now. Still 70s, some 60s on the map. And this all represents a huge drop in temperatures. It's running between 7 and 14 degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago. And this cool down is going to be brief because the next warm up starts tomorrow. Here's what I'm talking about. Our temperatures are gradually going to be cooling tonight. A really pleasant evening is expected with just a light breeze. Could get breezy at times just before sunset. And then through the early morning hours, we're looking at a dip in temperatures bringing us closer to average for this time of the year. We're talking 40s and some 30s. And then tomorrow we start to warm up quickly. Remember, the warm front of that next system is still impacting us. More clouds, a big bump in temperatures, and we're still looking at mostly a light breeze. So tomorrow starts the warming trend. And not just that, this time of the year, specifically between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we start to focus on that UV index, which if you want to catch a tan, it's a good thing, but if you have sensitive skin, it's not so good. Here's what we're looking at. Our UV index is showing very high, the potential for very high UV through the day tomorrow because of more sunshine and warmer temperatures. Highs are going to be in the 80s, and then after that, Wednesday, we see a bump up. Coming up to 9 for the UV index, and then a dip on Thursday, and that's because of that weak system that's rolling through. Wednesday would be a lot higher, but because of the development of clouds with showers and the potential of some thunderstorms, it's actually not going up as high. By Friday, we're at a 10. We'll give it a 10 because tons of sunshine expected, but that's all still in that very high range. Now, when it comes to very high UV index, if safety is a top priority, here are the things that you need to remember. Sunglasses and sunscreen definitely need, especially if you're spending more than a couple of hours outside. If you're really soaking up the sun, you'll need that sunscreen. And if you're spending a lot of time outside, you'll want to make sure you have a hat, preferably a wide-brimmed one, and maybe even, depending on how sensitive your skin is, UPF or like a rash guard, something that is going to help protect your skin a little bit more than that sunscreen. And if you start to get overheated, seek the shade. Make sure you're hydrating a lot, and if necessary, avoid the sun. These are very similar tips to when there's extreme UV index because it's going to be so high. But not just the heat index. This is not just what we're focusing on. We're also focusing on temperatures, because through the next couple of days, you're going to notice a big jump in temperatures. Through Tuesday, 80s and some 70s on the map. That represents a 10 to 11 degree jump in temperatures. Plenty of sunshine is expected. It will be warm and a little breezy at times. By Wednesday, that high pressure is still impacting us. It shifts a little bit to the east, and our main cold front is still well offshore. But some prefrontal showers could develop, and any showers that develop tomorrow, any showers that develop on Wednesday, we're going to be tracking for the potential of thunderstorm activity, because look at these highs, 80s and some 90s. And that's going to put us past the convective temperature, which means when you put a lot of heat in one area and then add in some forcing, like a cold front rolling in, you get the potential for some convection. And convection leads to cloud development, which leads to showers and then some thunderstorms. And it's going to be possible. We're not putting a huge emphasis on thunderstorm activity on Wednesday, because there's just a chance of some thunderstorms. Now by Thursday, that cold front fizzles out as it pushes through. It gets cooler. Some AM showers are expected with PM clearing, but that warmer air mass isn't really backing out of the area. Sure, we're going from either side of 90 to 70s and 80s, but that puts us closer to average for this time of the year. And just to look at a note real quick, average for this time of the year is 68 in Bend and 72 in Redmond. And so we're not too far off from that. On Thursday, after that, we get our next warming trend. So roller coaster temperatures are expected. We have a chance of showers by Wednesday afternoon and evening. Some thunderstorms are possible. Then we heat right back up starting Friday going into this weekend. So just to focus a little bit more on this thunderstorm potential. The Storm Prediction Center handles this for the entire country, and they have a chance of thunderstorms from the west slopes of the Cascades going over the mountains and into the high desert. For Washington, Oregon, and that chance of thunderstorms even goes further south over California, and it goes further east over Idaho as well. When we look at the bigger picture, there's far greater risks across the entire country. There's a slight risk of severe weather between New Mexico and the Texas state line, and there's a marginal risk of severe weather along the Gulf Coast. But just for the high desert, there's only a chance of some thunderstorms because of the heat that we're expecting. So our forecast model, this is the one we traditionally use on air, it shows one cold front just offshore. But what it doesn't show, I didn't draw this in yet, but right about here, over the Gulf of Alaska and northern Pacific Ocean, there's another low developing with another cold front. That's actually going to be the one that impacts us by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. And now the remnants of this cold front push through the high desert Tuesday and Wednesday. So by Tuesday, we're looking at some in and out clouds. By Wednesday, we have that latent heat, that moisture over central Oregon could prompt that development of thunderstorm activity. So let's look at the forecast model. Here through tonight and Tuesday, we stay mostly clear, some clouds out there. By Wednesday, afternoon clouds start to develop. By 1 p.m., some showers on the east slopes of the Cascades. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Where's my mouse? There she is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can really see what's happening. And actually, I'm going to open up this graphic so we can take a very close look at what's going to happen with this. Just over central Oregon. So we saw that cold front getting a lot closer. And then here's that freeze frame point, Wednesday at 1 p.m. We start to see some showers. Then through the rest of the afternoon, and going into the evening, some thunderstorms are going to be possible during the peak heating times. And by 8 p.m., we start to see that really fizzle out. Let's go back and do that one more time. So by 1 p.m., some showers start to develop on Wednesday. By 2 p.m., we still have showers. By 3 p.m., some thunderstorm cells could start to develop. Now, it's not going to be widespread thunderstorms, and like Sunday, it might not even take shape, but with higher temperatures, it looks like this is going to be a higher probability event where we see showers and thunderstorms, and it could be multiple thunderstorms that develop. But again, it's not going, it could turn the other way, but I really think we're leading closer to it here for Wednesday afternoon. Then Wednesday night, in and out clouds. By Thursday, the rest of that cold front pushes through. We get our dip in temperatures, winds are still going to be breezy, and some sprinkles are possible before afternoon clearing. Now, let's go ahead and look at the GFS. This is the long range, the extended forecast model. It does show that a ridge of high pressure is building into the region by Monday, and then more sunshine continues. I'm sorry, let me try that one again. By Thursday, a ridge of high pressure is building into the region, and then that high pressure leads to sunshine, and we're looking at clear conditions Friday. This is when temperatures really crank back up, and they continue to climb through Saturday. Then Sunday and Monday, another system starts to bear down on the coastline. But Sunday, we're just looking at in and out clouds, a dip in temperatures. It's going to be a fizzling cold front, so a dry front, not bringing any precipitation. On Monday, the other side of that, we start to see this chance of some afternoon showers. It's going to be possible, not written in stone yet. So when we look at the full picture, what we're seeing is through Wednesday evening, this is Wednesday at 11 p.m., scattered showers and some thunderstorms. Our front is still offshore. Remember, that chance is just prefrontal activity, and then fast forward past that, you'll see even more rain going through Wednesday night. So by Wednesday at 7 a.m., not much in the way of precipitation. But when we go ahead and look at what's going to happen through the day, we're going to notice that by 2 p.m., we start to see some of those showers develop. By 3 and 4 p.m., we start to see thunderstorms, and by 11 p.m., most of us will have gotten wet. And then through Thursday, not much in the way of precipitation, just a few sprinkles. So now let's switch gears, talking about winds. Our gusts today have not been too strong. Gusts are between 10 and 15 miles per hour across the high desert, mostly coming out of the north and the northwest, which means that actual wind speeds are about 5 to 15 miles per hour. This is that light breeze that we're all too familiar with, and through the day, it's been a light breeze. The next couple of hours, it's going to get breezy at times for parts of the high desert. Remember, with this graphic, the white line that's a vertical, that's your now line. Everything to the left is observed, everything to the right is forecast, and so it's only going to be breezy at times through this evening, and then back down to a gentle breeze. Tuesday, a light breeze, very nice and warmer. By Wednesday, we're bringing the heat, and during the afternoon and evening, when we start to see that chance of showers that could potentially develop into thunderstorm activity, winds are going to get breezy at times. Around thunderstorms, it's just going to be flat out gusty. So for tonight, 40s and some 30s. By Tuesday, we're looking at warming through the 70s, reaching into the 80s for many of us across the high desert, but those are low 80s, so we're only going to be spending a little bit of time in the 80s for highs. By Wednesday, through the 80s, reaching into the 90s just before we start to see that chance of showers and some thunderstorms. And if those clouds start to develop earlier and more showers are expected, temperatures won't get as high. The heating potential for Wednesday depends very much so on the timing of that cloud cover and the development of any showers and thunderstorms. So we could see mid to upper 80s with only a few 90s Wednesday. By Thursday, our dip in temperatures. By Friday, we're cranking up the heat again. By Saturday, we're reaching into the 90s with some 80s. Then by Sunday, in and out clouds, a weak front pushes through. It's going to be a dry front, but by Monday, more showers are going to be possible. So a quick recap, your headlines for this Monday, May the 26th, this Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, y'all. A high desert chill is expected tonight. We're talking 30s and 40s. A big warm-up is on the way, and there is a chance of some thunderstorms by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Just one more quick look at the SPC outlook for Wednesday, and it just has a chance of some thunderstorms. Nothing severe. A few of those cells could be capable of producing frequent lightning. Some of them could just have 1 or 2 lightning strikes, and winds are going to be breezy for most of us. Going past all that, it looks like days 6 through 10 we're still above average, and more precipitation is on the way. So that is the latest in weather. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments section below. If you like what I've been doing with this YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. It lets me know how many people are actually paying attention to it. It's not monetized. I'm not making anything off of it. I just want to know if y'all are enjoying these videos. That's it. We'll see y'all later on this evening. Join us at 5 and 11 on ABC and 6, 7, and 11 on CBS. The latest headlines and news and your most reliable forecast. We'll see you then.